On March 30th, if we could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. It's around the corner.
Okay.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You could call the roll. Ms. Berkmeyer, here. Mr. Moses,
Here.
Mr. Green,
Here.
Mr. Richards,
Here.
Mr. Drew,
Here.
Mr. Middlestep. He will be absent. Ms. Knox, yes. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We have time for the hearing of the public. I don't have any submissions. So we will move on. So next we will move into take a motion to go into closed session pursuant to the Open Meetings Act 8C to review the non-affiliated contracts, Anchor Bay Administrators Association of the principals and assistant principals, TA, the supervisors and coordinators, TA, and the district office administrators, TA. Is there a motion for closed session?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please. Ms. Berkmeyer, I'm sorry, Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Moses,
Yes.
Ms. Berkmeyer? Yes. Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Drew?
Yes.
Ms. Knox, yes. Okay, motion passes. We'll go into closed session at 7:33.
I see you trying to read the clock over there.
Hold on with that thing,
Oh,
but no, I can't. Okay. I will take a motion to return from closed session at 10:09.
So moved. I'll second.
Call the roll, please. Mr. Green,
yes.
Mr. Moses,
Yes.
Ms. Berkmeyer, yes. Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Drew,
Yes.
Ms. Knox, yes. Okay, motion passes. Can I entertain a motion to remove the tabled items from last meeting, which include the non-affiliated contracts, the Anchor Bay Administrator Association contracts, which include the principal and assistant principals, supervisors and coordinators, and district office administrators?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, I will entertain a motion. We'll start with the non-affiliated contracts.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to accept proposal 2 that we just talked about, which calls for all non-affiliated groups to get a minimum of $15 an hour and the rates set forth after that.
Okay, so is there a second for the motion?
Yeah, I'll second.
Any discussion?
I'll say, I know we had a lengthy discussion. I know there's some, some obviously opposing feelings on this board. I do believe that this is something that we should be doing, that we should do for our working men and women in this district. Make sure that they have a standard living, $15 an hour these days with what's been going on with inflation and just everything in general lately. We have trouble. We have, I think I was told at the break, 20 unfilled positions throughout the district. And we're entrusting these security guards and trying to think of the other, there was the security guards and, to watch over our schools and take care of, our kids really in that matter, and our lifeguards. And we to set a $15 an hour, I think is something that we can do. We gave a pretty substantial contract to the other groups. We're going to be giving a decent contract to our administrators. Possibly we'll be voting on it tonight. So I asked the board, there might be some reservations, but I think you got to think about what we're doing for the people of this district. And it's not just a popular $15 an hour. I think that's a standard living out there. And when I talk across this district to our employees, I think that it's a certain level of respect that comes with knowing that their board's behind them. So that's what I got to say.
Any further discussion? Go ahead and call the roll.
Mr. DeRue,
Yes.
Mr. Moses,
Yes.
Ms. Brookmeyer,
No.
Mr. Green,
No.
Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Ms. Knox, no.
Motion fails. Is there any other motions to entertain regarding the non-affiliated contracts?
I would like to make a motion that we accept option one with that we revisit it by June 23rd. We accept it as it is and then June 1st.
I'll support with a little bit of added on.
I'm sorry, can I just clarify? Was it June 1st or 23rd?
First, sorry.
Thank you.
I still support with a little bit of clarification. Adding on to what Mr. Moses has said, the proposal one is to get all of the employees that are currently under $15 an hour up to a $15 an hour standard within 3 years. And then obviously the intention of revisiting the by June 1st is to have a little more closer look at our budget. I know it doesn't be part of the motion, but a little closer look at the budget and what our numbers are going to be from the state.
Any further discussion?
Discussion, you're under? But that was the second.
Sorry, it was a second.
was a
I rolled
second.
right into the discussion.
That was a lengthy
I apologize.
second.
It was.
Yeah, it rolled in.
So what is can I get what the exact motion is?
Yeah, maybe you can read it back after what I just said. How do you like that?
So I believe the motion was
The motion was
to
to
accept
accept.
option one that was
Yeah,
presented
the
to the
option
board
one part I know, but the,
and revisit
Revisit
the
Revisit that by
wages
June
by
1st
June 1st
of 2022.
of 2022.
okay, so again, I know this is, again, obviously, like I said, there was some division on the board, and that's good. We have a good discussion. I'm just going to explain that just for the public listening, and why my view was to make that motion and try to get it right away. $15 an hour 3 years from now is not the same as $15 an hour right now. Obviously, that is something that everybody can realize. I think it's the least we can do for our employees. And this June 1st deadline we're setting is so that we can try to see if the state sets their budget by then for the per pupil funding. I don't know why we're settling any contracts then. If that is an issue with this board, that's an issue with our admin, why did we sign a 5-year contract giving raises every year to our teachers? Again, not that I disagree that they should get it, they should. But so should, everybody should be, and they are getting, the non-affiliated, I want to say they are getting raises with this, but they're moving, I think it was from like $11 or $10 to 11, and 11 to 12, something like that. Not even that, not even $1. But what was it, 3% is what they're getting?
No, it would be.
12
Or 12%?
Yeah, it's 12%, 3.5.
for the
is
first year.
The threshold that we had for all the other groups. And then this one right now would be about 12 to 13%, depending on the groups. Okay. Versus option 2, which would be about 20%.
So the difference was between 12%, which is option 1, 20%, which was the option 2. Again, I just truly believe that that's something that we could do and we would have the money. But again, my main reservations is that we were okay with it with some groups and with other groups we weren't. So that's the problem I have. And that's why I'm going to be a no vote on this. And it's not that I don't want to give them raises. I just think you should get more.
Any other discussion? Okay, go ahead and call the roll.
Mr. Moses,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Brookmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Drew,
No.
Ms. Knox, yes.
Motion passes. I will entertain a motion regarding the Anchor Bay Administrators Association Principal and Assistant Principals tentative agreement.
I move to accept that agreement as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Again, just to say, I mean, this is, I will vote to approve this because it's obviously again, our administrators and principal deserve it, but I think there was no discussion over worrying about a budget with this group. It was just, really not much discussion at all. Just give them the contract and a yes vote. So again, I think we're picking on one group over all the rest, but I don't want to get into unfair labor practices or anything like that. So I'll vote yes on this one.
Go ahead.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Moses,
Yes.
Ms. Brookmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Drew,
Yes.
Ms. Knox, yes.
Motion passes. We'll entertain a motion for the Anchor Bay Administrators Association of Supervisors and Coordinators tentative agreement.
I'll move.
To accept as
Yes,
presented.
sorry.
Is there a second?
It's late.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Go ahead and call the roll.
Mr. Moses,
Yes.
Ms. Knox, yes. Ms. Brookmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Drew,
Yes.
Motion passes. And I will entertain a motion for the Anchor Bay Administrators Association of District Office Administrators, TA.
so moved.
I'll second.
Discussion?
You guys are motioning to approve that as presented, correct?
Yes, as presented.
Go ahead and call the roll.
Ms. Knox, yes. Mr. Moses,
Yes.
Ms. Brookmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Drew,
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. We have one award recommendation that we wanted to run through tonight. I don't have that in front of me.
The
Anchor Bay School District requested bids to purchase 200 computer workstations for Middle School North, Ashley Elementary, Lottie Schmidt Elementary, and Maldred Elementary. New computers will replace the teacher workstations. So recommended action is to approve this bid by People Driven Technology for the amount of $183,200.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Any discussion?
This is in addition to the same award recommendation from last week, correct? It's not in lieu of, it's in addition.
This is in addition, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Moses?
Yes.
Ms. Knox, yes. Ms. Berkmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. DeRue?
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move into board comments. We'll start with Mr. Drew.
Well, I pretty much spoke my mind. I mean, it's, again, I'll continue to fight for it. I think that hopefully after June 1st, this board will see fit that we'll have the money to increase all of our, make $15 an hour, a minimum wage here within the district of Anchor Bay. I think everybody agrees it needs to be done. What I can see is it calls for, you definitely want representation, fighting for you. And it's kind of a great ad for being in the union. So I just want to let the rest of the district know and all those employees. I mean, that's wasn't without a fight. I think that you're worth that. I know to myself. I'm not saying that these guys don't feel that way, but I think that we should have taken a better step for you tonight. But other than that, that's just frustrating. But that's all I got to say.
I got nothing today, guys. Except for it's a great day to be a tar.
I would definitely say that there's two sides of the opinion of the $15 an hour and being on the no side, as you heard me vote. I just have some concerns about the financials and the pieces that are coming in and waiting for the funding numbers from the state. Mr. Drew and I sit on the finance committee with Mr. Middlestat, obviously with Todd and Robin and certainly Phil kind of heading that up. I'm a money guy. I look at the dollars and cents, and I also believe that you shouldn't trip over a dollar to get to a dime. I think you've used that, stolen and used that from me before. So I don't think that the issue of getting our employees to 15 is wrong. I think that they work hard. I think they deserve those wages, and I want to get them there for sure. I just want to see how this plays out into our budget and make sure that all the other things that go into that budget are met. We have to get our treasury percentage up, our fund percentage up. Right now, we're actually kind of under the watchful eye of the state of Michigan because we've kind of overspent and we're recovering from that. And I don't want to see us take a step back. That's a heavy burden that Mr. Drew and I, and again, Mr. Middlestat, take on the finance committee, that we need to recover from that. And I didn't feel comfortable moving forward with the $15 an hour starting effective immediately because it truly held, I think it was about a $2 million price tag to it to move that effective immediately. So hopefully, as you mentioned, June 1st, we can do what we need to do to take care of our people.
I just want to say I appreciate the swiftness and thoughtfulness that the two proposals were brought back to us. I know that Mr. Rathbun, Ms. Randazzo, and Mr. Jankowski, and I'm sure others contributed to working on that, providing us with options, which we should all have. And I hope everyone has a safe and happy spring break.
I'd like to thank the board for coming together for the special meeting, and I enjoyed the debating and the conversations we had in closed session. It's good to learn more and more each time, and to John and Mr. Green's point, we're growing a great district, and our goal is to have this district as the district to come to, and I'm looking forward to getting there. Thank you.
I'll just wrap up to say I was also, a no vote on the first round for the unaffiliated contract, and I agree with Mr. Green. I was not against a $15 an hour wage. I just have reservations about how quickly we get there, and when we're still offering a substantial percent increase for the contract each year over the next 3 years. So I look at it as a positive thing that we are approving that now, and we are revisiting it as soon as we can. Other than that, as a special meeting, we don't have our other updates for tonight. So I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Meeting adjourned at 10:26.